As law enforcement went through major changes over the past year, there's been a focus on how we're training those who protect our communities. A new way of training law enforcement officers called Verdict is using fully immersive virtual reality to help give trainees a wide range of diverse real-world scenarios. Joining us this afternoon to talk about this new training system, got Al Weggeman, CEO of InVeris Training Solutions, and Jay Ayala. He's the virtual systems expert for InVeris. So gentlemen, first thing, where did the idea to train police virtually come from?
Virtual reality has been around for quite a while, and so it's been in gaming systems, and the concept has been used for a number of years. We were working with law enforcement and trying to figure out a better way to provide situational training, especially given the frequency of new situations that are arising, and trying to figure out a way to train them more effectively and more immersively, and be able to make decisions before they ever have to face that in the street and in the community. So the idea came about several years ago, and we started to use virtual reality, tried it with some of the law enforcement community in beta trials, and found that it was a very effective way to train law enforcement for multiple scenarios.
Sure. And so explain to me the difference here between virtual training versus in-person live action training.
So when you start talking about live action, it takes a lot of logistics, right? So it takes the personnel and everything that it takes to actually run a live role player scenario. The problem with role playing is at the beginning of the day, you're going to get the best out of that instructor, and towards the end of the day, he's going to start getting tired. His training is not going to be exactly the same. So the amount of training and the quality that the first students got is nothing compared to what the last students got at the end of the day. Using our virtual reality simulators, it keeps a steady flow of that quality of training throughout, so each student will get either that exact same scenario and or keep that bar at the same level.
Gotcha. So what is your ultimate goal for this program? Do you want this in every department in the U.S.?
That would be the goal, is for every agency in the U.S. and abroad to start using the VR DT system. VR DT stands for Virtual Reality Decision and Tactics. So what we do is we're going to immerse you using the head-mounted display into a virtual world, whether it be a hospital, a school, an urban area, any area that cops would normally get called to a 911 call in our communities. So we're going to put them through domestic violence, active shooter, a simple traffic stop. Well, we say simple, but depending on that virtual reality scenario, we can make it go either way. Then we have mental health issues and different things like that. The goal here is to immerse that student into that call that he would get someday as he's training for, and have them practice it. We're going to give them virtual experience, right? Experience is what counts in the world. We're going to give you as much as we can. So the chance to give you to do it right and or wrong, you're going to do it in the VR DT system. If you get it wrong, you learn from it, you try again. The goal overall is to learn how to identify situations, right? Figure out what's going on this 911 call, understand and communicate with that individual to see what's going on and how we can help as police officers, or how I call them peace officers, which is what we are out here. I used to be a police officer in Atlanta. I consider myself still one of them. But understanding how training works is being able to give them the tools that they need, right? We're trying to bridge the gap between law enforcement and the community. Given these tools, it will better help those law enforcement officers to understand the scenario, be able to communicate positively with that subject that they have to encounter, and find a peaceful resolve. And vice versa, community-oriented policing programs have started to use our systems to immerse the community into understanding how law enforcement works, how encounters work, and how non-responsive or responsive individuals act, and how hard this situation is.
Anything to help it improve those relationships. That's certainly important. Al Weggeman and Jay Ayala with InVeris. Thank you, gentlemen, so very much for joining us today.
Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it.
Thank you.